Fast forward several years later and we decide to get a divorce. Things just didn't work out. The why doesn't matter, but what does matter and what I'm really struggling with right now, and I'm sure that I'm not alone, is that I was the breadwinner. Okay, this video is going to be more of like a rant and just like probably a little bit TMI, but my divorced girlies are going to know what I'm talking about. So when I was married for 13 years and I like 100% supported my ex-husband in like the startup of his business. Like I created his LLC. I did all of these things. I pushed him to go to his taxidermy school. I made sure that he had a business. I picked the start date. I made the Facebook page. I did all of the things for him. And in the background, I was building my own business and working full-time. Fast forward several years later and we decide to get a divorce. Things just didn't work out. The why doesn't matter, but what does matter and what I'm really struggling with right now, and I'm sure that I'm not alone.
Wait a minute, the why doesn't matter? Yeah. That's strange to me. The why doesn't matter. It's funny because you hear these videos, you watch these women, you hear them talk and they go on their rants or whatever. But, the guys, they can't defend themselves. This is from their perspective. OK, you have to remember that this is from their perspective. There's always two sides to each story. And I'll just say that and I'll finish. Let's just continue. See what's up.
Is that I was the breadwinner. Right. He was a small business owner. So tax returns, write-offs, all the things. And I worked full-time W-2 making over 6 figures a year. So when it came down to time for our divorce, even though the reasons of the divorce were not my fault fully.
Oh my. Okay. She said the reasons for the divorce was not hers fully. Just all you got to do is just listen. Follow the breadcrumbs. Just listen. Let them speak. And they will hang themselves, okay? That right there, if I was an attorney or somebody like that, I'm catching that. Okay, fully. I'm guessing she had a lot to do with this divorce, or just as much as he did. That's just what I'm gathering from what she said so far. Now, it could even be more than him, okay? But of course, she's going to let the viewers, she's speaking to women. Also, she's going to let them know, woe is me. I'm the one who's dealing with all of this. Okay, let's continue.
No, I shouldn't say that. I'm just as much to be held accountable for the divorce as him.
Wow. That's fresh. That's new. At least she caught herself and backed up a little bit, took a few steps back, used her head and thought for a second.
Anyways, because I made the majority of the money on paper, I was required to take all of the debt in my divorce or pay him alimony or child support. And quite frankly, you got me fucked up.
What? You mean something that most guys get hit with in every single divorce that has been going on for ever, since the beginning of time, since the beginning of time, this has been going on. Is that what you're talking about?
Because ain't no motherfucking way. So I willingly took all of the debt and 100% am supposed to pay for all of the kids' activities and all of the things, which I do. And like literally everybody in my life told me not to do that. And I thought, it's fine. I've got it. I'll be able to handle it. Everything's fine. I'm going to be able to do it. And here we are like 2 years out and I'm literally fucking drowning. I quit my job to take my business full time last year. And it was really didn't really want to quit. I really wasn't financially ready to quit, but I had missed so much work because my oldest son had, been hospitalized for his mental health a couple times. And then my daughter with her diabetes, and I was a sales commission job. So my customer service score was dropping. So it was like a mutually agreeable, like, okay, we're going to see you later type deal with my full-time job. And I am just like, I'm fucking drowning in debt.
Drowning in debt. Something that most guys in divorces deal with all the time. It's second nature. They don't care about what the guy is dealing with. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I have to say, because this goes on all the time. I hear stories all the time, horror stories from men all the time about these exact same things she's talking about right now. Same things. And the crazy thing is, if you were to look at the comments in her comment section, of course, it's all women, of course, telling her that she should do this, she should do that to get the most money, to get this and get that. It's crazy, because it's an art form. It's almost an art form now for them. It's almost like that easy layup for most women when they go to court and they get divorced, because they already know, look, we're going to go here, we're going to do that. And the guys never win usually, unless it's some crazy off the wall scenario that comes up. But most part, 95% of the time, guys lose in this battle here. Okay. They get butter pulled out on them, warm butter to be exact, and it's used accordingly on their person. And nobody cares. Nobody cares about the guys, period. You know what I mean? And now she's getting a taste of what it feels like to be in this situation. And she told you herself, she volunteered. She wanted this. She thought she could handle this, right? She thought it was all good. But as you can see, that is not the case in the least.
And like, I get calls every single day. Like, hey, you owe us this money, and hey, you owe us this money. And I'm like literally just trying to pay my rent. And I'm not asking for anything unless you like want to join my coaching programs. Like, that would be great. But like, I'm not asking for you to like Venmo me money. I'm venting because I'm so frustrated, because it's like, life's not fair. And I know that. And I'm not going to like sit in victim mentality, but like, it should not be this fucking hard to live in this fucking country. And I'm drowning, and I'm not the only one. And I got to go to my daughter's basketball tournament. Okay, bye. Okay.
Well, that's the video. Yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but just looks to me as if somebody's getting a taste of their own medicine. That's what it looks like, period, point blank. She is getting a good look of how it feels to be a guy or man in today's society, yesterday's society, period. And now she's got a little taste of it. Okay. And women are usually the ones who go ahead with these divorces, guys. They think that they can just pick up the pieces and move on, find another guy who will accept them and their children and take them and put them on a pedestal and give them all of their dreams they have ever and always wanted. And it is just not that way. That is not how it works. Okay. People nowadays, especially women in relationships, in marriages, when they don't get something or it doesn't go their way, they're the first ones to say, I'm done. I'm out of here. Forget it. It's over. I can do better. Or they begin to plot on you or the man. They begin to set things in motion or try to set things in motion for an exit strategy. And when it doesn't go their way, you see the results. In my opinion, she should have just stayed married, maybe tried to work it out. She said 13 years. You know, that's a long time. I mean, anytime after, if you've been in a relationship, if you've been in a marriage over 10 plus years, you got to find a way, if you can, to try to make it pop, make it work. Okay. Now, I understand you're not always going to have that option. And, you know, it depends on the scenario or whatever, but we don't know that information. She didn't hit the scene. She didn't hit the record button. And as soon as she started talking, she didn't say anything about infidelity on his part. See, notice she didn't mention anything discreetly. She didn't mention anything he did. And that's telling me something, because usually that's the first thing women will say when they are talking about things like this. They're going to definitely tell on the guy. If he was a cheater, if he was a woman beater, if he did these terrible things, trust me, they're going to open up with that. She didn't mention any of those things at all. And that leads me to believe that she had more to do with this divorce than she's saying on this camera. That's just my humble opinion. I could be wrong, but I doubt that I am. And I guess I'll leave it with that. I'll put it here I'll put it on the table and walk away. But I find myself laughing inside, because if more women knew that this goes on and they knew what men had to deal with, I think it would be at least a little easier. I'm not, asking for miracles, but it would at least be a little easier, and maybe a few more of them would get the picture. But that's all I got for you guys today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.